everyone, welcome to my channel. Emily here with Luna Rose Healing Tarot. I'm here today with a very special reading that I felt called to do regarding inner child healing. So I have 3 stones here. We have an amethyst, a quartz, and a green aventurine. So I want you to kind of just focus in on that, pick the stone that you feel most called to, while I kind of give you some ups and downs. If this is your first time at my channel, welcome. So happy to have you here. If you've been here before, welcome back. I mainly do like soul connections and twin flame readings, but I'm also feeling pulled to do like healing stuff as well. I have plans to do some topics, podcasts, I guess, kind of that sort of thing. I don't want to get too far into that. I know you guys are probably just dying to get to the reading. So today we're talking about inner child healing, and I have several decks that I'm going to be using for different aspects of this reading. I will put those down below in the description box. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Again, I want you to take a deep breath and pick the stone that you feel most drawn to. We have an amethyst, a quartz, and then we have the green aventurine. All right, let's get started with the amethyst. All right. So first things first, let's see where. Well, let's see. Start here. We're going to see potentially where this core wound comes from and how it's manifested into your life, how it affects your relationships. Also, see what advice Spirit has on how we can potentially heal this. But first things first, I want to get some messages here for this amethyst stone regarding their inner child healing. Okay, we got one that wants to pop out. First things first. Okay. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. We also have the Magician. Oh, I'm not going to be starting out reading reversals just because it doesn't vibe with me. And then we have the 6 of Cups. I've seen 2 6s. Some of you may have been about 6 years old when this abuse or neglect, I'm picking up on something coming from a parent figure, which is usually where our inner child wounding happens anyway. So no surprises there. I'm feeling like there has been a lack of connection. It's like feeling like you have to people please, where you're being pulled in a million different directions and you have to be the one to have all the answers and you have to be the one to please everybody and bring all of the tools to the table, so to speak. I want to get a few clarifiers though. Ten of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and then the Star. So what I'm getting with this is this type of wounding, whatever happens with this group of you, it has affected your ability to manifest. It's not that you can't manifest, because you are constantly manifesting in your thoughts and your actions, your belief systems, all of that. But I feel like it is kind of holding you back from being able to manifest your true desires. It's like things don't work out the way that you thought they would. You feel like you're giving more than you're getting in return. There's not a sense of balance. I feel like you're bored in your workplace and you're not happy in your relationships because of the fact that there is still some wounding that is there that you have not healed. And so these situations continue to manifest, continue to repeat the cycles that you were taught as a young child. Now, something I want you to understand about trauma, especially if you grow up in a home where you're neglected or mistreated, you don't feel validated, your roots create the template for the patterns and that you will carry out in your life. Understand that. So you have to have a level of self-awareness in order to understand, okay, this happened, so this is what I can do about it now. This is how it's affecting my relationships, how it's affecting my self-worth, how it's affecting the way that I communicate with people, the way I take care of myself. So I'm really picking up on just a lack of balance within yourself. It's like striving to take care of everyone else's problems but putting your own on the back burner. Let's see where this core wounding may have taken place. And these are the Chakra Insight Oracle cards by Karen Sangster. Look at that. Honesty. Being able to be honest with yourself, honest with others. I'm picking up on not really speaking your own truth. You just kind of go along with what other people say because you think it will make them happy. When you do that, you know, it's nice to hear what you want to hear, but if it's not coming from a place that it's like how you really feel, you can end up feeling like frustrated or hurt or angry, and that can manifest in different ways. Okay, we also have self-expression. We got 2 here for the throat chakra. So I feel like as a child, some of you may have felt like your voice wasn't heard, like you didn't have validation. You weren't able to express how you really felt. You weren't able to just be yourself. I'm getting people pleasing. And look, a 3rd card regarding your throat chakra. So that is blue here. So I feel like this is definitely saying that this core wound comes from not being able to speak your truth. And again, I don't want to be redundant, but I do feel like there is a lot of people pleasing going on in your life. And that means if somebody's like, hey, can you do me a favor? You're right off the bat, yeah, sure. Instead of being like, if I can, I will. Because that if I can, I will, that is saying we'll see depending on what's going on with you. Because you don't want to overexert yourself. And then that other person, they're not really understanding how it's truly affecting you. You could end up being in a situation where you're giving more than you can because your cup isn't full. I also get the sense that you doubt yourself a lot. This issue that happened when you, I want to say about 6 years old, is when it was first starting. It's kind of taken away your sense of self. Made you doubt yourself. Made you doubt your own inner knowing. Your ability to trust yourself to make decisions that are right for you. I feel like there were a lot of secrets. Secrets that had to be kept. Picking up on father figure. Oh, sorry. That is very intense type energy that I'm picking up on. I feel like some of you still carry deep wounds regarding a father, and I feel like it has to do with physical abuse. That's what I'm seeing for a group of you. And making excuses for that person. Oh, daddy hit me because he's tired or whatever. It's like you blame yourself. You make excuses for that person, but that's not how it really is. That person hurt you because they hurt you. And if you're a child, you're in a vulnerable state as it is. So it's not your fault what somebody else chooses to do. So now I want to see, and if you were in that situation, I'm so sorry. I grew up in rough situation myself. I really feel for you. But I want you to know that there is life on the other side. You don't, just because you grew up a certain way, that doesn't mean you have to stay on that path. You have the ability to unlock your higher, a better path. You can make different choices. You can break that cycle. Yeah, I'm really getting the sense of secrets. Like somebody's telling you not to tell somebody or else. But let's see how this core wounding has affected your relationships. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got too many here. Okay, but I feel like I'm supposed to keep these ones. So we have unrequited love. So that would be situations where you... I want to say you like over-romanticize situations from the jump, and then come down the line, it comes to find out that this other person doesn't even have feelings for you. That I feel like there have been situations where for the other person it was more of a sexual thing, and for you it was more of like looking for love. You're looking for that validation, and it wasn't on the same level. We also have getting to know each other, and I feel like your people pleasing has really made it hard for you to know yourself. So therefore you're not really fully open to bring in the types of relationship that you truly desire, because of the fact that you haven't really taken the time to get to know yourself, if that makes sense. You have to be true to yourself. You have to set healthy boundaries with people. You have to know who you are in order to be able to manifest the types of situations and relationships, job, whatever it is in your life that you want. Otherwise, you're going to continue to manifest what is programmed in your subconscious, which is this abuse, this people pleasing, this like bending over backwards for people that don't deserve that type of treatment, because they're not there to give and take equally with you. They're there to just take. If that makes any sense. And then we have religious factors. So some of you may have grown up in very strict religious home life, and I'm getting a sense of feeling confused, because as you get older, it's like you were so conditioned to believe that this is normal. Like, you know, I'm getting a sense of like, you have to be obedient to a man. For some of you, and I feel like it has to do with this father figure that I was picking up on earlier. You have to be obedient to that person. To a man, you have to be subservient. It's almost like throwing yourself at his feet to do whatever it is that he wants, instead of having your own voice. It's like speak when spoken to. Don't speak because you have a thought. And I want you to know that that is not healthy. I mean, there should be a level of respect between partners, but at the same time, one partner does not rule the roost while everybody else suffers at their wrath. That's not healthy. There's got to be equal give and take. I believe there is a time and a place for, nothing wrong with being the king of the castle, so long as you respect your queen enough to recognize that she has a place too, that what she puts into it is valued as well. I'm just noticing, look at this. with these cards that came up, 31, 32, and 33. I did pre-shuffle and I shuffled while I was going to pull them. So I just thought that was interesting how it's like going up. So I feel like this is something that really has had a strong influence in your life, is not being able to speak your truth, feeling like you don't have a voice, feeling like you're never validated. And I think how that is manifesting in your life is going out there and like constantly seeking reassurance from other people, even if they're people that aren't good for you, even if they're people that push your feelings or thoughts to the side. It's okay to ask for advice, but if you go to the extent to where you're not taking your own feelings and you're not really gauging it, does this feel right for me, into account, that's where it's not healthy. And I'm not saying that with any of this with judgment. I want you to know that, because I myself have exhibited some of these in the past. But like I said, you can always grow. You can always change the script. Once you recognize that it is there, that there's something inside of you that feels like you don't like the way this is anymore. You're tired of it and you want to change. So now I want to see how this is manifesting. How you can heal this. Pick up your heels. 2 more, please. Body movements. And happily ever after. Look at, they're all kind of blue. We got a lot of blue going on. And not, mind you, not all of these cards are blue. There are greens, reds, purples. But it's just interesting to me that there's so much blue in this, which is linked to your heart chakra. Right there at the bottom of the deck, we have inner child. She's holding on to her teddy there. I feel like your inner child really felt stifled a lot. I'm getting this sense of feeling like you had no power. You felt very helpless. You felt very powerless. I was picking up on physical abuse earlier, so I feel like that is something that has affected you, and I feel like there's the potential for you to attract partners into your life that keep that cycle going. The ones that have put their hands on you. And that's not okay. I feel like kick up your heels, what that's saying to me is it's like your ability to look at the bright side of things. I feel like it's, even if there is a desire for you to have this happily ever after, because of what you've been through, it's skewed. It's almost like feeling like you don't deserve that because you're a bad person. That's why bad things keep happening to you, is because deep down you feel like, I'm a bad person. And maybe if I just do what everyone asks of me, then people will like me. People will that'll make me happy. But is it really making you happy? Like, are you really happy when you give and get like nothing in return? Or you get mistreated in return? You make the dinner and it's not ready as soon as he comes home and he just beats you because of that. Is that really a life worth living? I don't think so, honey. And not to say that men are the only ones that are abusive, because there are cases where women are the abusers. However, I'm picking up on a strong male presence that that's where this is coming from. And that's why it continued to manifest these types of situations in your life, is because of that. It's a pattern that was programmed into your subconscious as a small child. And a lot of people don't realize this, but our emotional programming is pretty well set by the time we're about 8 years old. So I had my psychologist told me that. My therapist. Yes, I went to therapy because I looked at my own situation and I said, I don't want this anymore. I'm done with attracting people that treat me like shit. That's where self-love comes in. But anyway, you pretty much run on that emotional programming that is subconsciously put in you by the time you're about 8, solidified in you by the time you're about 8 years old. So, as a child, you already had this built in you. But the thing about it, think about your brain like a program. You can reprogram your brain. You can reprogram it to change it up and to create new healthy ways. It takes time and a lot of self-awareness, but it's not impossible. It can be done. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. Okay, so let's see. What advice Spirit can give to help you heal this wounding? I'm supposed to shuffle again. One more. Look at that, the 2 of shells. I feel like that is about balancing within yourself, finding a balance within yourself, healing your feminine and masculine energy, coming into oneness with yourself, loving yourself unconditionally, which is kind of what the twin flame journey is all about. So some of you may be on that journey, or you may just have like strong connections with people in your life that have really helped you to open your eyes. Okay, so we have the 3 of crystals, which is the 3 of pentacles. Now we want what advice on healing. This is the Spirit Song Tarot. Oh, I did not reveal. We have these Romance Angel cards, and then these ones here are the Healing with the Fairy Oracle cards that I love so much, and that's by Doreen Virtue. Both of those decks are Doreen Virtue. So, let's see. 2 more, please. We have the Knight of Crystals, which is Pentacles. And then the Ace of Acorns, which is the Ace of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. So with that, what I'm picking up on is by taking the time to heal these wounds and to really show yourself self-love, what it's going to do is help you to break those cycles in your own children, if you ever have them, if you already have kids, or you know, basically to help you break the cycles for future generations. And that's a good thing. That's really, I think, where it can start. That could be potentially why you chose those parents before you incarnated, and why you chose to grow up in this type of environment, is so that way you can break that cycle. It's not that you deserved it, because you didn't. Nobody deserves to get treated like shit all the time. Let's see. We have here, I'm getting a message here. Spirit wants you to understand that somebody's mistreatment of you has a lot more to do with the way they feel about themselves. That's not to excuse it, but you shouldn't feel to blame. Okay? So, now, advice for how you can heal this moving forward. I feel like you can look at this situation as like, look how much I overcame. I overcame so much, but I'm still here. I'm still going. I'm still determined to change my life. I am determined to have like confidence in myself, to break these chains and to love myself and to take care of myself. And I feel like this is Spirit saying you can use this as a way to work for you instead of against you. I see some of you moving into fields where, because we got 2 pentacles here, 2 crystals, I feel like this is a potential for you to turn your trauma into something that can manifest some sort of career for you. So it could be social work, it could be advocacy, it could be you choosing to help like domestic violence survivors, or children that are in abusive situations, things like that, like ways that you can help other people based off of what you already went through. That's really beautiful. I do see you working with other people. I see you taking action, and I see you just using this, instead of looking at it like a woe is me, using it as like a go is me, like sounds cheesy, but like, you know, I made it through. I got to the top of the summit. It's like, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I survived. I will survive no matter what. If I can get through that, I can get through anything. So that's really beautiful. I think Spirit just wants you to know that you have so much more power than you even realize, and everything happens for a reason. You do not have to keep these people in your life that mistreat you. I want you to know that. Just because it's your mother, brother, sister, cousin, husband, whatever, it doesn't matter. If somebody's not treating you right, you don't have to keep them in your life. You have the power to create a new way. This is you, like, that aces are all about like new beginnings, and knights are about taking action. So this is about you taking everything that you've been through, moving forward, picking up the pieces, and creating your own way with it. You don't, I can see you changing the script. Okay, so now let's pull an affirmation for this group. This one flew out. When I lean toward love, I am led. And I'm feeling like obstacles or detours in the right direction is what I immediately thought of when I saw these. It's like I was saying, just because we went through it already doesn't mean that you have to stay on that path. So you can choose to love yourself enough to walk away from what is no longer serving you, and that includes setting healthy boundaries with people that are not meeting you. Like, instead of you saying yes at the drop of the hat, that you can help anybody, anyway, anyhow, it's more of like, if I can, I will. Ask what they need help with. Then say, I need to think about it. Let me get back to you. And then doing that, giving yourself permission to think about it. Like, is this going to benefit me? Not saying that everything you do should have a benefit for yourself, but you need to think, is it going to take anything from me that I'm not comfortable with? Because you really have to find a balance within yourself. And that is all about that's like a lot about self-love, is making sure that you're taking care of yourself. That you're not just giving. You're not bending over backwards to make everyone else happy, and then you feel miserable and you feel like you're tapped out. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to fill your own cup. Sometimes that means saying no to people. And that's okay. It really is okay to tell people no. Especially if you don't feel comfortable doing it. Trust your intuition. Trust yourself. You're a lot more capable than you think you are. Look at everything you overcame already. Okay? I'm sending you guys so much love. Like, This one really, this is, I feel like, a hard reading, but it's something I felt led to do, and I hope that it brought you some peace, and I hope that it helped you find some clarity on your own journey. If you would like a personal reading, that I am available to do that. Just reach out to me. I'll put my email down below. You know, even if you just need a friend to talk to, reach out. All right, you guys. That's what I got for you. Sorry, kind of had a little brain fart there for a second. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment. Let me know how this resonated with you. Give it a thumbs up if you feel so inclined. Subscribe, share with your friends. And I'm sending you guys so much light and love. Take care of yourselves, okay? I'll catch you in the next one. Hello, group 2. This is for anyone who felt drawn to the quartz here. Beautiful stone. I love quartz. It's really good for clearing any negative energy, but also I like to use it as an intention to keep positivity in my realm. But anyway, here we are. So this is messages for inner child healing, and we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to pull some cards here. I did pre-shuffle, but I'm going to go ahead and shuffle a couple more times just to kind of tap into this group here with this quartz. We're going to see what Spirit has to say for you guys regarding your inner child healing, what wounds there are that need to be addressed, how we can heal those and move forward so we can live our best life. That's really, I feel, part of the journey. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say. Group 2, please. Okay, we got 3 that wanted to pop out. I'm not doing reversals just because it doesn't vibe with me today. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the 7 of Swords. I'm feeling like I'm picking up on secrets. I feel like this is for a group of you. It was like everything from the outside looked peachy keen, but like inside, like behind closed doors, things were bad. Like it was very toxic. There were lots of lies and secrets. And because of this, like everything looking fine from the outside, it's almost like you learned how to like put on a front, not really be your true self. I am getting a sense of like some wealth involved. Like this is not for everybody, but for a group of people that, like, you know, you grew up in kind of a wealthy environment, and so you kind of had to like hold that what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a mask. You're wearing a mask. The Hierophant, 3 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. I'm feeling like there was a bit of dysfunction having to do with your mother or a mother figure. The Lady of the House. This could also be your energy. It's like it's ice cold. It's like Queen of Ice. Just like so quick to cut people off. I'm hearing grandmother. Not really sharing. Like I feel like this is like a really cold type of energy. It's like there wasn't that like loving, nurturing type of family environment. It's more of like a, because of the money, there's like a status to be held, and but on the inside, it just wasn't. It was dysfunctional. I think I want to pull a couple more clarifiers here. 8 of Cups. Someone left. I want us. Could have been that you walked away, or somebody walked away. Father is what I heard. Like because of that, the mother, even though there's like the money, so it should be comfortable, she's just not. She's so cold and cut off that it's like not very nurturing type of loving environment, and she's not really been the type to look at things from a different perspective. It's like my way or the highway, and if you don't like it, well, then you're getting cut out of the will. And that, I want you to know, like, that's not very healthy. Okay, I want to see, because we picked up on that type of energy, I'm going to clear these, and I want to see how this has affected you. Because I got a little bit of information about, like, the dynamic, but I'm not really picking up on how this has affected you, per se. Cold is what I heard right now, so maybe it's made you cold, it's made you emotionally unavailable to other people. Not being sure who you can trust, because is it my money that they like, or my status, or is it because they genuinely like who I am as a person? Alright, so how has this type of relationship, this type of family dynamic affected this person, my subscriber, in the second group of people? I'm supposed to use the other deck. Sorry, y'all. That's just what I'm being told. So this is the Spirit Song Tarot, and I really like this deck. Okay, so we've got a few here. We have the 10 of Acorns, which is the 10 of Wands, and then we have the Transformation, which is the Death card. Feeling really burdened by this. It's like having to put on this front, having to like uphold this image has really burdened you, really weighed heavy on you. It's like not being able to really be yourself. And then the 5 of Crystals. Feeling left out in the cold by your family, because it's almost like they care more about the status, the reputation, than they care about individuality. And like how you are as a person. I feel like you really want to be happy, but it's made it hard for you to be so, because of the fact that you just kind of had everything handed to you except for the love that you were craving. So we have Awakening, which is the Judgment card. So it's almost like you've come to a realization that you need to walk away from this. But I feel like I get a sense of like you're struggling, because that will take away all your sense of stability. The sense of like, you know, you have to make your own way. And then we have the Queen of Acorns, which is the Queen of Wands. You could be a fire sign. And I'm also feeling like, it's like, do I do what everyone expects of me, or do I do what I feel passionate about? Do I make my own way? But you notice how it's a queen, and there was the Queen of Swords that I was picking up, like the motherly figure. Grandmother is what I heard, but it could very well be a mother. It's like the sense of being left out in the cold has really made it hard for you to connect with people. And so I get this sense of you struggling to figure out who you are behind all that money, behind all that status. Who you are as a person. Is it the mask that you've been wearing for so long? Or is there something deeper? That's what I'm picking up on. Remind you, this isn't going to be for everyone. These are general. So let's see where this core wounding lies, how it's manifested. Desires. It's like not knowing what you want. It's like you're not really knowing who you really are because you're so caught up in trying to be what everybody else wants you to be. Love, and I feel like this has to do with your self-love, and this is also a lack of love and nurturing from your parental figures. Could be that grandmother that I was picking up on. And then visualization. Interesting that the visualization would come on top of the Queen of Acorns here with the Five of Crystals. It's like this feeling left out in the cold, but wanting to make your own way, feeling torn between doing so because you don't want to miss out on that connection because that's your family. It's like you want that sense of family, you want that sense of closeness, but it's not there. It's like everybody's just ice cold, and it's really affecting your ability to visualize what you really want out of life. I'm really getting this sense of like it's like an approval. It's like wanting everyone else's approval except your own. You're not seeking your own approval. You're just trying to do what you think everybody else wants of you, what everybody else expects of you. Because that's how you were brought up. It's like, I feel like you had to grow up. I'm seeing like you spent a lot of time alone as a child. And then when you try to reach out to your parent for that comfort, that consolate, like being consoled, you're like pushed away. Oh, mommy's busy, daddy's busy. Like there wasn't that nurturing, not that sitting together. And I see like crying in a corner in your room, just playing by yourself, and that's really sad. I'm sorry. But I'm feeling like this, you wanting to break free of this is like your inner self like crying out for just you to reach your potential. It doesn't have anything to do with your money. Like money is something that does not, it can get you what you need, what you want, but it's not really everything. There's so much more. And I think love is more powerful than anything else. So I feel like this is really Spirit telling you that you need to be loving with yourself. Give yourself that love that you didn't get when you were a child. I'm really feeling like you're craving more out of life. Let's see how this has affected your relationships. Oh, these cards, by the way, are the Chakra Insight Oracle deck by Karen Sangster. And these cards I'm pulling out are the Romance Angel cards by Doreen Virtue. How has this affected your relationships with people? Distant is what I'm hearing. It's like you have the money, but are you really connecting with people? I don't think so. Look at this, separation wanted to come up. So again, I just feel like this is you wanting to break free, but also this is you not, it's like putting yourself at arm's length of people. Not trusting yourself, not trusting other people. Like I was saying earlier, it's like, do you like me for me, or do you like me because of who I am? Like my name, my status, my money. Pay attention to the red flags. I feel like people have used you in the past because of what you have financially. And you went along with it and you got hurt because of that. And so it has created this dissonance. It's like you not really being comfortable enough to open up to anything. Maybe even missing opportunities with people that genuinely could have cared about you. But because you had all your walls up, it was like a missed opportunity. The drawbridge was put up. There's a moat with sharks. And like you're just not letting anybody in. And you're just like in your castle doing your own thing. There you are alone in the corner again, crying, playing by yourself. And this just keeps happening. This pattern keeps cycling. Maybe you're just not aware that that's where it comes from. It comes from this lack of connection between you and this parental figure. Mother, father. I'm feeling like there was potential for divorce between your parents. And them like trying to buy your love. To see like, to have that sense of power and control over you. Potential, that's not for everybody, but you deserve love. I feel like this is you. It's like you deep down, you really want that love, you want that validation, but you're not really sure what's real because of the fact that you were never really shown it. So you have to show yourself. You have to remind yourself. And I do feel like this is a affirmation from spirit letting you know that you do deserve love. That you can go within. And now that you're grown, you can go to that little inner child of yourself as a small child playing by themselves in their room crying. You can pick that child up and hug them and tell them, I love you. And I know nobody was there for you when you were young like you needed it, but I'm here now. And I'm going to make it right. I'm going to take care of you. Sometimes we need to have that conversation with ourselves. And I know it kind of sounds silly, but it's really not. Sometimes we need that. Alright. So, we're going to see how this is manifested. How we can heal from this. These are the Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I love this deck so much. This was a gift. And it was actually one of the first Oracle decks that I ever got. Let's see. How you can heal. Magic of nature. Be honest with yourself. And new opportunity. We also have vacation at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like some of you might need to take a little getaway and take some time to yourself and really like pamper yourself, take care of yourself on an emotional level, meet those emotional needs in yourself. Could be somewhere, I feel like that you are with nature. Could be on a beach, could be in the woods somewhere, just like, in a cabin, just somewhere that you can be in touch with nature. Take a break from your cell phone for a while and just take care of yourself. Get back in touch with yourself and with nature and on that level. So I feel like this could be a good time for you to take a break, take a little vacation if you can. I get this sense of you like, it's like you're pretty well established in your career and everything looks hunky-dory from the outside, but deep down you're just hurting. And I feel like you're repeating that cycle of what you grew up with. Mind you, that's not for everyone. But I think that you really do need to take a step back and take a step in and really be honest with yourself. Every time I see dragonflies, I think of transformation. I see, like, it makes me think of the Six of Swords. Like, leaving one environment, moving into something that's, like, moving from choppy waters into smoother waters. Transition. Change. And I feel like this is Spirit saying that when you take the time to actually be honest with yourself, be real with yourself about where this comes from, and what can I do now to nurture myself and to help take care of myself, to open yourself up to that love that you so desire and give it to yourself. That's when new opportunities are going to come your way. And I think you'll be surprised at what happens, the magic that can unfold. You see, look, magic right there. All right. So, let's pull an affirmation from Spirit. Oh, before I do that, let's see what advice Spirit can give you regarding your healing journey. Six of Crystals. That one was at the bottom of the deck earlier, so it's funny that it's coming up now. This is about balance, finding a balance. And with it being crystals, that has to do with pentacles, so your material plane. I think it really is Spirit saying, make sure that you're taking care of your own emotional needs, as well as taking care of everything else that needs to be taken care of on a physical plane. Finding that balance. Nurturing yourself. You might even need to cut some ties with, or take a break from the family unit that has caused this type of feeling within you. So, your parents, or was I picking up earlier, grandmother, whoever it is that it was like the head of household that, kind of had the money, therefore had the control, left you feeling cold and alone. You might need to set some boundaries, take a break, take a step back from that connection, and really connect with yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the one constant in your life on your own journey. And you need to take care of yourself. A few wanted to come out. 8 of Acorns, the Hanged Man, 8 of Shells, and the 4 of Shells. And it's interesting that we got 2 8s here. Now with these, it's kind of what I was saying. It's like taking a step back, walking away, looking at things from a different perspective. And the one thing I like about this 4 of Cups interpretation is the keywords here is soul searching, reevaluation. So this is about looking within yourself and seeing what's going to be good for you, not just good for everyone else around you. That's what Spirit has for you, for your advice. With these 8s here, I'm seeing like August. Or it could be between the next 4 and 8 months that you take this vacation that you need. Turn off the cell phone for a few days. Connect with yourself. Okay, so we're going to close here with an affirmation from Spirit. For this group. One, please. That one. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Like we have this full moon behind these clouds, and I feel like the clouds are the mask that you've been putting on for so long for everyone else. And it has to do with, like, putting on this, it's like feeling like you have to be perfect, you have to uphold the family name, you have to uphold this status, this way of living that, you know, was ingrained in you from a small age. And now is your chance to clear the clouds and to take that mask off and really just be this big, full, beautiful moon that you are. Focusing on what your talents are, what light you have to bring to the world, and just letting that shine bright. Like the full moon that's the brightest moon phase, is the full moon. So there is much light within you. So let it shine and just be yourself. And don't worry about anyone else's approval. The approval that you need the most is your own approval. You don't need to live up to some pedestal that somebody had tried to place on you at such a young age. Like a small child is ever going to be able to live up to that. You're just a kid. Kids want to be loved and they want to play and go on adventures, and they want their mom and dad to kiss their owies. And I'm sorry if you didn't get enough of that as a child. But like I said, now is your time to do that for yourself. And that's beautiful. You're in a beautiful place to be able to do that for yourself now. Because it's like, I see you having everything else is pretty well taken care of, but your emotional needs, your emotional self, your emotional body is really crying out for you to nurture and love yourself. And I think that when you can do that, then I think that's when you'll be able to let your walls down, you'll be able to let that drawbridge down, and then, you know, Prince Charming come through and knock your socks off, and, you know, you can be open to love, like a real love. Not saying that relationships are the end all be all, but the one relationship that is most important is the one with yourself. So shine bright like the diamond that you are. The bottom of the deck, we have I honor how I want to feel. And I feel like that I need to share with you. It goes right along with this one. Be honest with yourself. You need to be real about what it is that you want out of life. Not what everybody else wants you to do or be or say. To just be yourself. And that's enough. And if somebody else thinks that that's not enough, well, maybe they feel like they're not enough. And they're just projecting that onto you. But I want you to know that you are enough. Who you are is beautiful. Alright, you guys. I'm sending you so much light and love. Especially to your inner child. Give them a big hug for me. Nurture the shit out of them. You need it. You deserve it. And yes, you are worthy of love. So, thank you so much for tuning in. And, you know, give me a like, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts were. Again, this was a general message, may or may not resonate with everyone. If it did not, check with the other stones and see how they feel, okay? Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hello, Group 3. This message is for you regarding inner child healing. This is for the people who felt drawn to this green aventurine, which is a beautiful stone, into your heart chakra. So we are looking at inner child healing that may need to be done. This is general in nature, so it may or may not resonate with everyone. But let's go ahead and jump right in and get some information to see where this wounding is, the core wounding of your inner child, and the healing that can take place. I'm getting a sense of like feeling alone a lot. And a lot of fighting. Drugs. I'm not sure if that's you doing drugs or like a parental figure doing drugs, or like some sort of addiction to cope because they weren't really happy. King of Pentacles, it could have been a father figure. Ooh, yep, we got the Emperor next. I feel like this is surrounding some sort of father figure in your life. Five of Swords. Let's get a few clarifiers here. I'm getting a sense of like being left alone at a very small age, like could be 5 years old, being like the sense of abandonment by a father figure. Maybe because, not necessarily that they like completely walked out of your life, but I feel like they were in their own world, like doing drugs or whatever. And it left you alone a lot, feeling alone. Might have been even physically being left alone. Let's get 3 clarifiers, please. Strength. 10 of Cups. And the 5 of Cups. Interesting, we have the 5 and 5 there. Look at that. The 10 of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. I feel like that you are a very strong person, that you've been through a lot, but it's because of all the trauma that you went through that it like really shaped you into who you are. And I feel like there's a lot of sadness in you. Like deep down there's a lot of sadness. You very well could be drinking. I'm seeing somebody like sitting at a bar drinking. Just drinking a lot. Often. Because deep down you're not happy. There's a lot of sadness going on, a lot of feeling like you didn't really get what you wanted out of life. And I feel like it has to do with this relationship between you and a father figure. Either that or... No, it's not either that. It's like... What I'm seeing is, for some of you, it's like now you are a parent and you have become like that distant type parent where you're drinking a lot because of the fact that you're depressed or whatever it is. It's your coping mechanism, and so now it's like you're repeating those cycles for your kids. And you hate that you're that way. I don't like to use that word hate, but that's how it is. Like you're feeling so burdened down by everything. You don't really know how to express it. And it's causing a lot of problems in your home life. I just want to pull a few more. Queen of Shells. Of Crystals, which is the 10 of Pentacles. The Queen of Shells is the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Death card, the Transformation. Okay, I was picking up on it as soon as I got the Queen of Shells there, but now that I see these other 2 cards, I definitely feel this is something. It's like you had a mother figure in your life that loved you very much. However, they had to work a lot. I feel like they had to work a lot to put food on the table, to keep a roof over your head. And the fact that your father figure was like out and about doing drugs or drinking, whatever, You know, your mom might have even been coping in unhealthy ways even, but because she worked a lot, it's like you really didn't see her as much as you needed. So it's like being left alone a lot, feeling left out in the cold. And how has this affected you now? Let's see. The moon. Interesting. It's like not being able to understand what's real, what's normal. And I feel like because you were alone a lot, you had a big imagination. You spent a lot of time playing by yourself. But how has that affected you today? This one wants to pop out. Knight of Feathers, that's the Knight of Swords. I feel like it has made it hard for you to focus on what's important. And I feel like it has to do with your own children. It's like you're repeating the same cycles. Either you're throwing yourself so much into work to try to make everything okay and to provide, which is wonderful to provide, but at the same time, you're not really around as much as you would like to be. This Six of Shells keeps wanting to come out. And I think the reason why you do this, and it could be just that, like I said, I see you like someone sitting at a bar drinking a lot, and like almost every night, or you know, several times a week or whatever. I think it's because deep down there's like, what's wrong with me? Why doesn't anybody want to be here for me? And then it's like you're not able to be there for other people because you're like going around and around and around, trying to figure that out. I want to see how this has affected your relationships with other people. Even though I kind of can already see how that might affect you. Express your love. So it's like not really being able to express your love to people because when you were a child you didn't really get that love that you needed. It's like, yes, I feel like it's more your mother figure was the one that was like stepping up, but still she's like works a lot, and so she's not around because she's like working 2-3 jobs because your dad is like out doing whatever. But because you didn't have that expression of love constantly as a child, or not, I don't want to say constantly, but you know, regularly, it's affected your ability to express your own love for other people, for the people that you care about. New love. And I feel like you've pushed away people that really cared about you because you don't know. I get the sense that you feel like they're just going to leave anyway. They're going to abandon you anyway, so why should I even try? Engagement. And yeah, so I feel like this is about you not really engaging with other people in a healthy way that would express love. It's like you don't really know how to express your love. Even if you do have strong feelings for someone, you're not really speaking your truth because of the fact that you're so used to bottling everything up inside that you're not really communicating how you truly feel. And it has to do with this abandonment that you faced as a child. These are the Chakra Insight Oracle cards. sexuality wanted to pop out. I'm not going to keep it, but I do get the sense that you have used, like, there could be a sex addiction, or you've used sex as a way to kind of connect with people without having to connect with people. And funny I say connect, because look at what card came out. Connection. I will keep that one. I feel like this has affected your ability to really connect with people, because of the fact that you didn't really have that healthy dynamic when you were a small child. Home. It's like you want a family life, you want a home life, but you want a place that you feel safe and warm, but because of what you've been through, you just don't know if you're worthy of that. It's like this love always leaves programming. Love's never around. Deep down, I'm not worthy of love. I don't deserve it, because that's what you were kind of taught through your parents. Because, you have two parents that are pretty well absent, off doing whatever. Like I said, I was picking up on drugs, drinking. It could also be for another group of you that one parent has to pick up the slack, so they're out there trying to make money to keep a roof over your head, but maybe it's not even in a healthy way. It could be in dubious ways, just to try to make things happen for you. But maybe they themselves, because not having that partner there for them, they didn't really know how to express love to you in the way that you needed it. This third eye chakra keeps wanting to pop out, so I'm going to keep it. And with the third eye, that is your connection to your spiritual awareness, your insight, your visualization, your intuition. It's located on your forehead, just in between your eyebrows. It's being able to focus on what you want out of life and your connectedness with the universe. Your ability to use your intuition. Learn from your experiences. If it's out of balance, you could be having nightmares, or being like overly judgmental. You could be confused. So what I'm picking up on is you not really knowing what, how can I say this? It's like feeling uncertain about which way to go. You're not really trusting in yourself, accepting yourself as an intuitive being. It's like you're just going off of your programming. You're not really connecting with the universe. You're just like stuck. I get this sense that you're really stuck in the 3D shit that's going on, and you're really stuck in this pattern so much that you're not remembering that you are a spiritual being. You're so much more than just this life and this body, this vessel, these experiences. You are a soul, an infinite being of unlimited potential. You have the ability to change these things for yourself, and how you perceive what you've gone through. You have the ability to change what has happened to you and use it more as a way of like, this is what I don't want, so I'm going to heal it, and I'm going to change it for myself, for my future generations. I'm going to stop drinking so much, and I'm going to actually, instead of just trying to cover up that sadness and those feelings of neglect, I'm going to actually face them. And I'm going to fill myself up with so much love that I don't need to continue on those same same path. I don't have to go down the same path that my parents went down I can make a new way. But you have to trust in yourself. So here we are. Now we're going to get some messages from these Healing with the Fairy Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And we're going to see how we can manifest some healing. Okay. Body movement. Beauty. Positive expectations. Interesting. So, with these, like I was saying, instead of just like when you feel triggered or you're having a rough time, instead of just going out and just like drinking or like throwing yourself into work, you need to actually like do something that is healthy for you. Not that working isn't good for you, because it's good to have work ethic. However, sometimes those things can just really be us trying to cope instead of really facing what we need to face within ourselves. So with body movement, maybe you might think about like getting in an exercise program or doing some yoga, doing something that makes you feel good about yourself. Because if you didn't get the love that you needed as a child, if you were very neglected, you can rewrite that by giving that love and that acceptance to yourself. I think that goes right along with beauty. This is about knowing that you are a beautiful person inside and out. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters how you think and how you feel about yourself. You don't have to put on this big extravagant show. You can just be yourself and, take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. With positive expectations, I feel like because of that, like love always leaves type programming that has been programmed into your subconscious mind, your emotional body, which is pretty much well concreted by the time we're about 8 years old. You have negative expectations about love. And this is Spirit telling you that you can heal that by maybe writing down some positive affirmations about love. Like, I am lovable. I love myself. People love me. I'm funny. Write down positive things and change the script. You have that power to change it. You don't have to, like I was saying, you don't have to keep going down the same path. There's always the ability for you to hop off and go on a new path. You can take care of yourself. Like the people that were supposed to take care of you didn't. And it's not to blame them, because at some point you have to take accountability for your own life. You're no longer a child. You are now an adult. So you have to take accountability. You can't just keep saying like, oh, I'm this way because I went through this. Yeah, it might have helped. It might have shaped some things, but you're now able to be aware. That's what like the third eye is, just understanding your connection with the universe. You're not this. You're not this body. You're not this lifetime. You are so much more than that. This is just like think of it like a class. You're at Earth School. So let's get some advice from Spirit. Love. Making the choice to love yourself. I feel like with this 9 of Acorns, what this is saying is like taking back your power. Because if you're neglected a lot as a child and your parents aren't around and you're spending a lot of time by yourself, I feel like that can make you feel very powerless, very helpless. You don't really know how to cope. But you can take back your power. You've been through so much. Like, you are strong. You're a very strong person. Remember that. The Shadow, that's about the devil. That's the devil card. This is about facing your inner shadows, facing your inner demons, facing them head on instead of just drowning them out with alcohol or throwing yourself into work or distracting yourself. You can actually face them head on. You can take those chains off from around your neck, and you can create a new way for yourself, empower yourself, follow your heart and your ambitions, and just, understand that you can have everything that you want out of life. Be grateful for what you do have. Be grateful for the shit that you went through, because it made you who you are, and who you are is beautiful. Who you are is beautiful. All right. Let's cap this off with an affirmation for Spirit. It's interesting that this green Aventurine is connected to your heart chakra, and then we have the Lovers. The love. This is love in this deck. It's just interesting how they're connected like that. It's about finding your self-love. Okay, what affirmation do we have for this group, Spirit? One card, please. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. And I feel like this is a message from Spirit saying that just because you think you've healed, if you're being triggered, that means that there's still more healing that needs to be done. There's still something else that needs to be nurtured or looked at. And be careful to not go back into that immediate reaction of just like drinking or whatever it is that your coping mechanism is. Sex or video games, whatever, overindulging with that devil. And this is about understanding that there's a bigger picture, that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay, but you can surrender to the bigger picture and understanding that everything you've been through was for a reason. You don't have to be the victim anymore. But just surrender to the bigger plan and say, okay, well, I went through this for a reason, so help me learn from that. And just keep pushing, keep striving to be a better version of yourself. And I really want to advise to be careful not to just go into those immediate coping mechanisms. Actually face them. Face the triggers head on. Instead of reacting, respond. Look at it in the face and be like, okay, where does this come from? What other times in my life have I felt like this? Oh, I pushed people away because my parents weren't around, because I felt pushed away, because I felt neglected. Oh, maybe I need to give my inner child a hug. Maybe I need to give myself a hug. Maybe I need to realize that this person isn't trying to hurt me just because I've been hurt, and I don't need to hurt them. But ultimately, understand that there's a bigger picture. There's more going on. You are not just this body, these experiences. You are so much more. All right, you guys, that's what I've got for you. I just want to say thank you so much for coming and tuning in here. I appreciate the love. Give me a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. I do offer personal readings, so if that's something that you would like, please just let me know. My email is down below. Again, my name is Emily with Luna Rose Healing Tarot. I hope this was helpful, and I'm sending you guys so much light and love, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Thank you so much. Take care.